Titled Shadow Force, the story is set in Miami, Florida, opening with a raid on an apartment believed to be the hideout of a criminal known as Sombra. But as the team moves in, they find the place eerily calm, too quiet. What they don't realize is that it's all just a clever distraction.
Confirm weapons in sight. Keep a hard posture.
Gotcha.
Meet Issac, known in the field as Sombra, a former elite operative who suffers from hearing loss due to a major explosion during a mission. He now lives a quiet life with his beloved son Kai in a new safe house. Kai has never met his mother, a fellow agent who left him in Issac's care at birth to protect him from the dangerous world they lived in. Issac was once a top agent in a CIA Black Ops unit called Shadow Force. But everything changed when he broke a strict rule, falling in love with another agent, Kyrah. Their forbidden relationship forced them to go rogue, making both Issac and Kyrah targets of the CIA. They knew too much secrets, and the agency couldn't risk getting out. One morning, running low on rice and snacks, Issac decides to head to a nearby convenience store. Along the way, we get a glimpse of his warm, open relationship with Kai. Unlike a typical father-son dynamic, Issac treats Kai more like a close friend, talking to him freely, making sure he always feels safe and understood. Before that, Issac stops by a bank to withdraw his remaining savings. But out of nowhere, 3 armed robbers burst in, threatening everyone, including Kai, who's sitting far from his father. Issac calmly tells Kai to cover his ears and eyes.
Open your eyes, mon gars.
We don't see what happens, but it's clear just how deadly Issac still is. Moments later, the robbers are all down, taken out single-handedly. Issac knows this will get the CIA's attention. Without delay, he takes Kai and disappears, telling him they're going on a trip to a beautiful place.
Ready to go? Yeah. Let's go.
As expected, the footage from the bank reaches Jack, the head of the CIA. At first, Jack is in disbelief Issac showing up in broad daylight. But when his aide shows him the bank's CCTV footage, there's no denying it. It's him. Worse, they've tracked down Issac's last safe house, but found it abandoned. Furious, Jack reaches out to every former Shadow Force member, Issac's old teammates. Shadow Force was the CIA's deadliest covert unit, tasked with handling threats no other team could. Now, those same elite agents are being sent to hunt down their former brother in arms. Jack is then summoned to an emergency summit with global military and intelligence leaders. The viral footage of Issac's heroics has shaken the global intel community. Under pressure, Jack openly admits that both Issac and Kyrah have been fugitives for 8 years, wanted for betrayal and harboring classified intel. He even places a $50 million bounty on their heads. Meanwhile, Issac and Kai arrive at a remote cabin deep in the Colombian forest, a secret retreat he once shared with Kyrah. After checking the perimeter to make sure it's safe, they finally enjoy a humble dinner together. Curious, Kai asks why Issac removed his hearing device before taking down the bank robbers. Issac brushes it off as coincidence. But Kai doesn't stop there. He asks about his mother, wanting to know more about the past. The question stirs memories in Issac and reminds him of the promise he made to Kyrah the day they went their separate ways. We're taken back in time, about 4 years ago when Kai was just born and Issac and Kyrah had narrowly escaped from Jack and his forces. In that desperate moment, the two made a powerful promise. No matter what happened, they would protect Kai at all costs. Issac knew Jack would never stop until he wiped out Issac and his family completely. That's when Kyrah entrusted Kai's safety to Issac, asking him to protect their son no matter what. As for herself, she made the bold decision to go on the offensive, hunting down and eliminating Jack's hired mercenaries one by one, just like we saw in the film's opening scenes. It wasn't an easy choice, but knowing Kai would be safer living with his father, Kyrah forced herself to walk away, promising she'd return once the chaos was over. Later that night, Issac wakes up to strange noises coming from the back of the house. Instinctively, he grabs his gun, suspecting Jack's assassins may have finally found them. He quietly checks the area, only to find fresh footprints on the floor. Suddenly, Kyrah appears, completely unannounced. But instead of a tearful reunion between husband and wife, the two immediately break into a brutal fight. Issac barely survives her surprise attack. Just as things escalate, Kai walks in, stopping the fight instantly.
It's okay, Munga.
Why'd you fight my dad?
And here, we're hit with a wave of emotion. For the first time in his life, Kai finally sees his mother. The moment is far from ideal, and Kyrah is clearly at a loss for words. But none of that matters to Kai. What matters is that he finally gets to meet the mother he's dreamed of his entire life. The next morning, Issac and Kyrah start planning their next move. They know they can't keep running with Kai in tow. It's too dangerous. Issac suggests leaving Kai with his aunt and uncle while they deal with Jack and the forces chasing them. Though it's a painful decision, Kyrah agrees. It's the only way to keep their son alive. Kyrah agrees, because without Issac knowing, she had been hiding from Jack for years at Kai's aunt and uncle's place, both high-ranking CIA agents. It's the one place Jack could never find her, and she knows Kai will be safe there too. Before setting off, Kyrah wants to test Issac's shooting accuracy, since he hasn't been in combat for years. Issac, though rusty, still impressively hits targets from a distance. To the audience, he seems sharp. But Kyrah isn't satisfied. As a former top sniper herself, she doesn't think his skills are sharp enough to guarantee Kai's safety. Next, we're introduced to the vehicle they'll use for the journey to Kai's aunt and uncle's home. Though it looks old and beat up, Kyrah has modified it into a battle-ready machine, equipped with a military-grade engine, carbon titanium reinforced body resistant to bullets and explosions, motion sensors, radar, front and rear ramming bumpers, level 10 bulletproof windows, and an emergency compartment in the trunk loaded with tactical weapons.
Okay, try to.
During the drive, their vehicle detects enemies approaching from the hills on both sides. Smoke flares suddenly blind their vision. Kyrah acts fast, hiding Kai inside the emergency trunk compartment, which is designed for exactly this type of situation. Moments later, a truck appears behind them and opens fire. Thinking the worst is over, they're hit again. Another enemy group blocks the road ahead. What follows is an intense action sequence. And luckily, they manage to escape just in time. Once they reach a safe zone, Kyrah immediately surveys the area from a distance, trying to identify who's hunting them. She's stunned to realize they're not just hired guns, they're members of Shadow Force, their former teammates. Shaken, Issac and Kyrah find temporary shelter in an abandoned building near the ambush site. As they dry their soaked clothes and catch their breath, Issac can't shake a nagging question. How did the enemy find them so easily? No one was supposed to know their location except for one person, Kai's uncle and aunt, whom they had just contacted. Late at night, we see Jack's forces pulling Issac's car from a river, still searching for any signs of life. They comb the area relentlessly but find no bodies. Eventually, they conclude that Issac and his family must have survived and are likely still hiding somewhere in the city. Without hesitation, Jack orders a search plane to be prepped to expand the hunt. Just after takeoff, Jack receives an unexpected call. It's Kyrah. She doesn't waste time. Calmly but firmly, she offers to surrender herself, under one condition. Jack must call off his men and let Issac and Kai live in peace. What Jack doesn't know is that Kyrah made this deal without telling Issac, who's still waiting in the abandoned building. Tempted by the offer, Jack agrees, on one condition of his own. Kyrah must come alone to his private island and finish what they started. We shift scenes to a bustling local market. Kai's aunt and uncle are seen buying groceries in anticipation of the family's arrival. But as they get back to their car, they're shocked to find Issac waiting inside, pointing a gun at them. Issac is convinced they've betrayed him, perhaps by cooperating with Jack. His suspicions grow even stronger now that Kyrah has suddenly gone missing. But just as the tension peaks, little Kay, completely unaware of the situation, asks his dad to play his favorite song and scolds him for saying bad words to older people. The atmosphere softens immediately. Kai's uncle, visibly shaken, finally tells Issac the truth. They've been helping Kyrah in secret ever since she went rogue. But as for her disappearance, they're just as confused. They lost contact with her last night. Putting the pieces together, Issac begins to suspect the worst. Kyrah has gone to face Jack alone, trying to protect him and Kai once again. When they arrive at the aunt and uncle's home, they try to reassure Issac, insisting this place is the safest place they could stay for now. The aunt mentions they just moved in recently and have only been there for a few days. But not even an hour passes before everything falls apart. Suddenly, members of Shadow Force storm the house. In a swift and brutal takedown, they overpower everyone and take them to Jack's estate. Meanwhile, Kyrah arrives on Jack's island and is met with oddly warm hospitality. Jack, still smug, thinks he's caught her. Over drinks, Kyrah flirts and manipulates, looking for a chance to strike. Jack, clearly tempted, sends his guards away to handle her himself. When the moment finally comes, Kyrah strikes.
Down! Down! Get the down now!
But Jack is wearing body armor, and the attack fails. The situation flips instantly. Kyrah is now the one in danger. Jack's aides return, guns drawn. Two Shadow Force operatives drag Kyrah out, beating her unconscious. She eventually wakes up, tied to a chair, bloodied and bruised. Moments later, more footsteps echo, and Issac is dragged in and restrained. As for Kai, he's been taken to the back of the house, secured. And then the final betrayal hits. Kyrah, still dazed, looks up in disbelief as she sees Kai's uncle standing with Jack. That's when she realizes the devastating truth. He was the traitor all along. He had sold them out, even betraying his own wife, Kai's aunt, just to side with Jack. In the middle of the tense conversation, Jack's two aides suddenly interrupt, guns raised and aimed directly at him. One of them reveals the truth. They are undercover operatives sent by national security to arrest Jack for allegedly embezzling funds tied to the mission to capture Issac. But that's not all. The agent adds that SWAT units are already en route to support the takedown. Then comes the ultimatum. If Jack doesn't surrender by the count of 3, they won't hesitate to open fire.
Hey!
Chaos breaks loose. A violent shootout erupts. Jack escapes and rushes to the kitchen to grab a hidden shotgun. Meanwhile, Kai's uncle tries to flee, rushing Kai toward a boat docked behind the house, intending to use him as a hostage. But just as he's about to get away, Kai's aunt arrives just in time. She stops him cold. And this man learns the hard way what happens when you mess with the wrong woman. Fueled by fury and betrayal, she makes sure he never lays a hand on Kai again.
Oh, motherfucker. I don't give a about you no more.
Without wasting a second, she heads back inside to help the agent and Issac, who are still caught in the crossfire. Jack manages to shoot one of the agents, bringing him down before escaping once more. Meanwhile, Kyrah ends up in a shootout with a Shadow Force agent, leading to a fierce hand-to-hand fight on the balcony. Then, Kyrah rushes to find Kai while Issac takes the fight outside and lures the remaining enemies to the dock, where he plans to blow it up. With a sudden move, Issac takes down the big guy, but fails to stop the last soldier, who escapes with Jack. After confirming that Kai is safe, Issac and Kyrah ask Kai's aunt to watch over him. Then the two head out to chase down Jack's boat. A high-speed gunfight breaks out on the water. At one point, Isaac nearly falls overboard, but pulls himself back up and tells Kyrah to corner Jack. The chase ends with Jack's boat crashing and exploding in the bushes nearby. But there's no sign of his body. Knowing he might have escaped again, Isaac and Kyrah split up to search for Jack and his last aid. The catch? They each have only one bullet left, so they'll need to make it count. Minutes into the search, Isaac locates the aide who opens fire immediately. Determined not to waste his final shot, Isaac quickly rushes in, turning it into a bare-handed fight. The fight is brutal but short. Isaac takes him down. Elsewhere, Jack stumbles into a lavish party pretending he's just looking for a drink. But no one pays him any attention. Frustrated, he fires his weapon into the air, scaring the guests and clearing the room, unaware that the gunshots alert Kyrah, who isn't far. Just as Jack raises his glass, Kyrah appears, gun drawn and aimed right at him. At that crucial moment, suddenly,
What's this?
Isaac arrives, ready to help, but with limited visibility, he makes a difficult choice. To protect Kyrah and still get a clear shot, Isaac sacrifices her shoulder, taking aim and firing directly at Jack's head. Six months later, peace has returned. Kai's becomes the new CIA chief and shuts down Project Shadow Force, deeming it too dangerous. Isaac and Kyrah leave their past behind to focus on raising Kai in a safe, loving environment. No more secrets or missions, just life as a family. And with that, the film ends.